welcome to tonight's Kazoos of Hazard. I am Mast 09, and these are my kazoo hosts.
Wow, you're waiting for that one.
Hi, Dad.
I don't know. Yeah, Fubaka and the Excavator Social Farts Kazua.
Slange.
Oh man! So is this a kazoo kid grown up?
He does have that mocky kind of hair.
He does, doesn't he?
So here's the problem that I've got with that thing. When you gave us a brief preview beforehand when Ahmed sent that over, at the top of it, it said, what did it say? George Michael's something?
It says
He covers the vocals, too, of the song on kazoo.
So my question is, I would have, I guess it's not a question, I would have put money that was Kenny G. Is that George Michael legit?
He's Kenny Z. I don't know who played. I actually don't know who played the saxophone bit. Let's look that up. Who played the saxophone?
I don't think Kenny G did.
No,
maybe not. I don't know. I just would have. That would have been my. It was just in my head that it was old Kenny with his weird.
You know why?
Steve Gregory is the guy's name.
You know why, Angsty? It's because of that meme of that guy with the saxophone in a thong playing that same thing over and over again.
Oh yeah, that was great. Sergio, absolutely.
Sergio.
No, that was Borat. You're thinking of with the he wore the black.
Oh yeah. Sergio. I think Sergio was wearing a. Was he wearing a suit? No, he was wearing suspenders.
He was wearing the leather pants and the mullet.
That's right. Yeah, and the glasses. Sergio. Yes, that's why you're thinking. That's why you're thinking Kenny G. I'm telling you.
I don't even know what you're talking about. With someone in a thong. God. How did I miss it?
He was talking about someone in a thong. I'm like, he must have been thinking of Borat in the green thing. I could see Sergio doing that, but that's not how
it is. It is Sergio.
Yeah, that's the guy's name.
Luis says confirmed it's not Kenny G.
No, it's a British guy named Steve Gregory.
All right.
He was English like George Michael.
They hang out in bathrooms too, in public.
That's what they meant.
Oh my god, that's gonna take so long.
You know.
So
okay, I'm thinking about the right guy, right? When I George Michael.
Leave that one on the table.
It's Ace.
Angsty, what are you vaping on?
Here you go, Angsty. That's what I was talking about. Tacos.
Let's do that. I didn't know you had a song on.
Potato-y.
There you go.
That's right before the security guy whacks him.
Yeah, that would be Sergio.
Mm-hmm.
Close enough.
911 at first.
Suspenders, no shirt, thong, whatever.
He had too much pant for it to be Reno 911.
True.
I like singularizing pant. For some reason. He just had too much.
Un pant.
I don't know. Can we answer that question this early in the show, Ahmed? The one you just asked me. Don't we have to wait like half an hour first? For no particular reason.
I don't know. I felt like just fucking doing it. Man.
No, it's fine. I'm down
Well,
with
you better hurry up because in a half an hour, vaping might not exist.
That's
so
right.
put out all your videos.
What are you vaping on?
So this week it's still the Limelight Gloom with the RAM board inside, Rail Crackers, the e-liquid inside. On top is the NAR EA and an Omen tip, of course. And then the other thing that's been backing me up is this little monkey. This is the Limelight 50/50 or 50/50 or 50 with an F and 50 with a number. I don't know.
I see what he did there.
I'm actually not sure if the 50 the word comes first or second. I think it's.
But
first.
I see what he did there.
Yeah. 50 fits half and half.
Yeah.
This is a little Limelight mod. It's a little tiny all-in-one that they put out. This has also got a RAM board inside, so it's unregulated. And inside there's a Boro tank, as you may recognize from if you've ever seen the inside of a billet box. I'm still trying to get the the cover off. There it comes. There's a billet box and a little 18350, and there's a little exoset in there, and the e-liquid. Yeah, it's a polishment. With a little splash and get pissed on top. That's what I got going on. But shoot, man.
I got my usual SX Mini Narta Snowdrift Almond on top. Yeah.
That bagels.
Yes.
I heard he was rolling a tractor.
Yeah, he got one. Fix it up a little.
Did he get it started?
I think so. Why did Babby look so rattled in that picture?
No. Dang, you crazy? He ain't doing none of that pulling.
It's big.
Nah, he wants to go full-blown farmman, man.
Well, it usually gets bigger when you pull on it like that. So he uses the battery. His operation is battery powered, and his battery, I think, had dropped the cell. So I think he went and got a new one.
Oh, Robert's got a Nord bullet bridge. He's waiting for the Nord coils. Those are ones I have not tried.
I can't believe we went to 3 places and couldn't get hydraulic fluid for his log square that day. We went to Walmart, I want to say. One of those places. And I fucking knew it as soon as we got to the oil area and the auto parts section that the part of the shelf that was empty, before even reading anything, I knew that that's what we needed was that.
That's the one.
And you know what? I was right.
It was the one.
Because Biggles kept like looking down and said, no, it could be done. I'm like, dude, based off this poorly abbreviated labeling, I have a lot of experience reading these. This is what we're looking for. And it ain't here. Pack it up.
All right. So are we going to talk about the elephant in the room before?
I want to know before I just want to ask this question, Robert. When you try the Nord coils, I'm curious if they're any good. So come back and holler at us. All right, now we can talk about the elephant.
Yes. So the elephant in the room. Are we going to talk about? No, we're not talking about Endgame spoilers or Game of Thrones spoilers.
I'm talking about
none of that.
The video.
We all know everybody dies, and Kate from Lost has to go back. That's all that matters. You have to go back, Kate.
The particle was so ugly. Everybody.
We have to go. We have to go back. So, in news today, Eric from Titan Mods bought Melody a pillow, and the Consumer Product Safety Commission has quietly amended guidelines for e-liquid containers, and the change could mean that millions upon the millions of bottles of e-juice on vape shop shelves and in warehouses and in China and in Dr. Creamy's basement will be declared non-compliant and subject to recall or even destruction. I can't believe that the vape industry once again is teetering on the edge once again. So, what is this all about? Basically, it's a restricted flow requirement. It states that an open bottle, now here, let's pay close attention, folks. An open bottle, when inverted and squeezed continuously for 5 seconds by a 5-year-old child, that's 5, must dispense no more than 2 mils of e-liquid. Obviously, no glass bottle could pass such tests, since the contents would flow out easily when the bottle is upside down.
Oh, so
But you got to take the cap off. But you got to take the cap off.
Squeeze chubby gorilla bottles is the answer.
I was gonna say, if anybody's ever tried to squeeze one of these some bitches, that's probably fine. A 5-year-old, there's no way it's just they're squeezing.
Yeah, I've gotten wrist cramps from those bottles. I'm filling a 30 mil. When they get empty, they get harder to. Yeah.
So the rule can be found in section 1700.15 of the Poison Prevention Packaging Act. Incredibly, no grace period for manufacturer was given. Rather, enforcement began soon after testing protocol for the bottles started. So I'm wondering, are they just having a 5-year-old squeeze all the bottles?
I guess.
Can you imagine if they raided Stash and Josh is like, guys, take your shoes off at the door.
Well, slow your roll.
Whoa.
Nothing happens fast here. I love you, Josh.
So, yeah. And
are we going to talk about that dude?
We should. Let me grab the video real quick.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, you guys continue talking. Let me do this real quick so I can get it.
But when that popped up earlier this afternoon, I was like, all right, I'll watch it.
Oh, yeah, I put it in chat. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you did. And I was sitting going.
Apparently, they're making shop owners dump their inventory. It's like in the fucking dark ages. They were like burning books and shit. They're just like. You imagine if they brought all the e-liquid to like Union Square Park and like set it ablaze.
Right.
That'd be a great watch, to be honest. Have you burned VG before?
I've not, but I imagined it does.
It's very flammable.
I mean, I've seen it light up in the bottom of an Addy at your dry burn or something.
Oh, or like that guy who had a 300-watt mod and he pulled the flame over that shit that we looped over and over again.
I did slow-mo on the show, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
All right. So here is.
You know what babies do have a really good grip on? Facial hair.
Oh yeah,
dude.
It's like we recall back to our simian ancestors, them clinging on the mother's back in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
When they get a hold of.
The worst is like if I have a little chest hair poking out, like I've had babies pulling my chest hair, and I'm like, oh, you're so cute, but fuck you right now. Fuck you.
All right,
hit the hands.
Here we go.
You try to grab, you try to undo their fingers,
and their fingers are too small.
All right, ready?
You're just like, please get off.
I'm just gonna play like the first 30 seconds. Wake up.
It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good.
Oh boy.
Oh God, like 14 minutes of an intro.
I have been told by other YouTubers if you are subscribed and you don't ring the bell, you may not get.
Just pause it. I have to assume this is a shtick, right? Because he's saying he goes to his first part about how he often does this as the wake and bake thing that he does. I'm trying to figure out if anybody is supposed to take this dude in his dressing gown and a green screen and there's ludicrous glasses for seriously.
He looks like Lord Varys from Lord.
He does look like Lord.
So basically, the FDA cleared
Wait. Here's the worst part. Here's the worst part. Right? Ready? Look out the window. It never gets lighter, and all of a sudden we're gonna go get darker. Oh, now we're getting darker again.
Hey, did Butterbean start doing keto?
I don't know. Is the sun coming up? No. Is the sun going down? Yep. Oh, now he's in the shadow. Oh.
Doesn't it look like Butterbean started keto?
I don't know, man. Look at that face.
That's what I mean. Butterbean's a pretty big dude.
Moo.
Yeah, he still looks like Butter Pecan.
All right, so here's the worst part about this whole thing. Okay, in the Reddit
comment, Vic, that's what I don't get. If you're gonna green screen yourself on something, green screen something interesting.
Hang on.
Yeah, are those okay? Over his shoulder, are those apples? Are those nectarines? Or those tomatoes? Like it's one of those.
I don't know. He probably really doesn't have a kitchen.
Who the fuck keep tomatoes out like apples?
All right, now listen.
Here's in Italy.
Yes. So someone pointed out that this guy who is over sensationalizing all these videos, and talking about the bottle and stuff like this, right? Maybe he might just be doing it for clicks. You might think, because here's why.
Wait. Exhibit A, his glasses. Exhibit
B.
Right.
Exhibit A, his glasses. Someone says the video of this guy vomiting about how it doesn't apply to pods, not realizing that they're a closed system, even though he sells non-compliant salts to refill pods. Exhibit A, this is him. All right, selling.
Is that actually him?
That's actually him.
He aged like shit.
All right. And Exhibit B, they go on to say, he also, this guy says, I won't even comment on his glasses. I will, however, comment that this guy is pretty much a piece of shit and owns a vape shop selling shit like this. This is from his vape shop.
Aww.
On a non-compliant website with no age verification.
What? How is he going on about like advocacy and doing that?
There you go, folks. I mean, this is his face when confronted with all of this. Maybe we should put this next to it. Let's do this.
Wait, go back to the other picture of him.
I already took it out of there.
He's gone.
So in here, we're gonna take here. Let's do this. I'm reporting today on this shop.
Draw the Kool-Aid Man face on him. Yes, let's do that. Mask Madden. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, man! You're really
give him red face makeup.
Oh boy, hang on. I gotta do that.
That's not offensive to Kool-Aid people. All right, I'm trying to laugh.
He needs the eyebrows, and then I don't even know like how this is gonna work.
Fill in his eyes.
Dude, he actually does look like the Kool-Aid Man.
Right? Put him out in the sun for like 6 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
This is great. That's too much to fill, man.
Now he just looks like an overweight Deadpool. Or like an overweight luchador.
Yeah.
That's even better.
I was waiting for the guy to say, hey, that's me in the chat.
There you go. And the green. He usually has the yellow shirt. There we go. Okay.
Perfect.
There. I sell these things too. So yeah, he goes on about all that shit. He goes on about all that shit and then does that. So all right. That pretty much about covers it.
So I mean, what do we think about the thing? The packaging thing. It's obviously, I mean, because some of the points they made aren't wrong. It is bullshit that stuff like this happens behind closed doors. Nobody's voting on it. People are just enacting these rules. It doesn't help anybody. The only people it helps is people selling pods, people selling.
I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure the V3 Chubbies already meet these requirements. I mean, I would think.
I would assume so. Like, I wasn't joking when I said.
I scratched it for 1 minute. I got 6 moles out of it.
Yeah.
So I actually would be interested to know if these things are. I mean, obviously we've been around and around with the safety thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know they comply here. I mean, Josh wouldn't have ever carried them otherwise. But I mean, these things are stiff as shit.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see.
Hate them.
Hey, who's got a 5-year-old so they can squeeze this thing? I don't know. Nobody.
I don't even think my 13-year-old nephew could squeeze one. Kind of a weakling.
Huh?
Yeah.
I said I don't think my 13-year-old nephew could squeeze a Chubby Gorilla bottle.
Is he?
My niece would be like, she'd extend her arm when she squeezes it and be like,
Yeah, Vic, that's a good question. How does alcohol get away without child packaging? Good lobbyist. It's not a valid answer.
it's not just good lobbyists. It's good lobbyists on top of a very pro alcohol culture and the fact that alcohol has always been a part of American society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like, and not to mention, you can drink in moderation and live a healthy life. You can't smoke in moderation and not expect to have some shit down the road. You know? It's a lot of things that go into it. But yeah, on top of being a part of American history and the fact that we passed an amendment banning the shit that became so wildly unpopular, the Budweiser Corporation is also very powerful and very influential. Like they play a big part in Missouri politics, especially in the city of Kansas City or St. Louis, where they're based. So, yeah.
So
they have big dick money.
there's literally 4 posts on Reddit about this. About the tweet that the guy put out. It's like the community needs something to rally behind, and they're like the dog in Up. Without a squirrel. We've said this before.
Yeah.
Give it another month, something else will come up. And really, and people are gonna say, "Oh, Mast, you're not taking it serious. You're not, doing this and that." Look, man, it's. You're not going to be able to throw your fists in the air and be like, "Yeah, let's change it."
Well, I feel like at this point, we know we're in like. I'm gonna try and make a boxing analogy where basically we're in the corner. We're gonna get fucked, and we're just gonna throw our hands up and just hope for the best. Because that's pretty much what's happening. We're getting punched from every direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just we got a new federal agency to jack with this time.
And so, shit sucks. And so, like I've always said, the FDA's going to do what they're going to do, but states have already been screwing their respective local scenes, right? Like PA got hit hard. We saw, and that was one of the first big ones. Fat Cat Vapor was like a long time PA shop. Brandon Lake closed his shit, and
yeah. But Adirondack and a few of these guys commented in this thread where the main guy, 32-bit whore, posted, he said, "Look, it feels sensationalized to me. My personal opinion is going to play out like this. Some bottles will already be in compliance, some will not. Bottle manufacturers will have their existing compliant bottles certified and issued GCCs to their clients. Those without compliant bottles will fix them and have them certified. Then issue GCCs, or they will not fix them. The FDA will release draft guidance that they, quote unquote, do not intend to enforce PMTA requirements on manufacturers who use updated compliant bottles,
this is stuff
or those who switch to a compliant bottle style." So obviously this guy it's just his 2 cents. He's got no evidence that it's going to play out like this. But as he says, he can't imagine the FDA allowing us to remain in the market as long as they have so far, just to yank the rug out because the CPSC changed a couple lines of their regulatory framework.
Well, that and say if it were true, right? Like, what was this push to get away from Heartland bottles and move to Chubby Gorillas? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we did a pretty good job self-regulating, but at the same time, we didn't. Wasn't there like there was a lot of there was a point where there's a lot of finger pointing around about bottles and shit.
Sure.
And so, I don't know. Right? Yeah. Ahead of time. It's like that's why we reluctantly moved to Chubby's. So basically,
I mean, glass bottles are way nicer for sure.
And when all else fails, get the bottles from fucking from China, the ones that you can't squeeze.
Yeah, and even still, like that's why like Bombies and Bagels collectively and Derailment, they got rid of glass. Well, Derailment didn't get sold in glass, but Bombies and Bagels switched off glass just from a cost perspective.
Yeah.
Shipping.
Yeah.
Heavy. High rate of breakage, even though like they pack their shit really well, as you've seen Angsty undo his vape mail.
For sure.
Shit's just heavy. And so they sold out of those and they switched to Chubbies because they're smart. Using Chubbies, I'm sure, but they're smart.
Yeah. Bestie said this is probably the best PR job in public opinion shaping he's ever seen. And that's true. I think I have to handle multiple people a month. I'll put it that way. That come to me and say, vaping is just as bad as smoking or worse. I'm like, yeah, stop reading Facebook for your news and actually look at some people that actually study this properly.
You know what I love about that, and I asked my wife, I was like, the whole thing about now coming to the light about the whole vaccination thing. Okay, listen, with someone with young children, it scares the shit out of me that some fuckbag would not vaccinate their kid because they read something online on a Facebook group. That is real shit. I can't vaccinate my kid till he's 4 months old. So he's fucking susceptible to this shit, and going hand in hand, it's like, man, how awesome would it have been if it was the Russians or whoever the fuck else who started planning this shit, and they said, watch, these stupid motherfuckers are going to go online and read that not vaccinating your kids is the way to go, and they're just going to kill themselves. Right.
Just weed out the weak.
It's messed up. And that that can go in any industry whatsoever. You have the regulation, and then now you have somebody this is going to happen and that's going to happen, and somebody reads it online and it fire. So
yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, I can tell you why some of these things are happening, and everyone who says money and lobbying is correct. I can guarantee you there is not even a 2% push to get lobbying in DC by any vape groups or any vape companies. Why? Because most of them have fucking pulled out of vaping anyways. They're doing
Android had 2 lobbyists on staff while I was there. That was cool.
I mean, it's fact of the matter is these people are pulling in their resources into other directions. I mean, so what was it? Monday night, Suck My Mod had Grim Green on for the history of vaping. Somebody posted a link on it, and I was watching it live. And it's kind of funny because a lot of the things that Nick was talking about, he would go and try to show people, oh yeah, and 90% of the sites that he would try to go to were either non-existent, were something completely different, or it just wasn't there. And to me, that's crazy that in that short amount of time, that much has changed. With vaping.
Sure. We've seen that on this show, and that's not even as far comprehensive as I'm sure that talk was.
Yeah. And actually, I was surprised. I mean, Nick had stuff from back a while, but Matt, was a lot of the stuff was new to him from before, 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
And back,
Yeah, I remember when he started his channel.
Yep. So, but it was an interesting video. I was in chat talking, and reliving the whole Eco Wool and Silica Wicks and all that other shit. And but anyways, it's funny because a lot of those sites aren't around anymore. He was having to go to ECF and go look at old threads and go look at cache stuff. So we're talking about stuff that, some of the stuff was 2015 and it's already gone. So
Costello said, if kids are vaccinated, you got nothing to worry about, right?
No, there's no anti-vaping vaccine, so I'm worried for my kids.
Some kids can't be vaccinated. That's sort of the point, right? Can't
Oh, yeah, I mean,
some of the kids. So you don't want a flaming case of measles running around the school because some doofus isn't vaccinating their kids. They could.
Yeah. No, what the problem is too is you know how contagious some of these things are. They can be out in public.
Yeah.
You know, and get this. And now I was hearing that like anybody before that was vaccinated before 1989 has to, you know, get like a booster because of the stupid shit. I'm like, oh man. So it's just I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. No, welcome, Shaden.
But that's the state that we're in. We'll just read something online and you know.
Mm-hmm.
I had a conversation with somebody. I'm not going to name who was let go from the shop that they were working at for not wanting to sell jewels. Working at a vape shop.
Let go from the shop because they didn't want to sell jewels.
Yep, they personally did not want to sell jewels.
Oh God.
So
Picard made me fan.
we've had. I mean, you know, you take the gamut of stances. So yeah, some people.
I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, I assume that that's a significant part of their profits. You know, you got to be able to sell all the shit that your shop sells, whatever. You know, that would be pretty annoying as a shop owner to have to deal with that.
Yep.
Yeah, you sell what sell. Like you think like bodega owners and shit want to sell 40s? No, if no one bought them, they wouldn't. But
but they do because
they sell. Like,
they're a business and they have to make money.
They sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
You think kids are smoking those dollar cigars? No, apparently they break them down and roll marijuana in them.
They roll the weeds in there?
In the cigarillos.
Oh, sneaky.
Yeah, it's sneaky snakes.
So, yeah. Yeah, there was a time where I couldn't like drill people's atomizers out because it is a liability thing, especially if they're right there. So that is understandable.
You remember that where almost every shop had a drill press, and it was great trying to drill a titanium, coated atomizers.
Nimbus cap,
T or whatever.
It was titanium. I called it titanium.
Yeah, no, I did.
It was not titanium.
I broke a bit on a Nimbus cap. That thing was dense. It was
on a which one?
Nimbus.
A Nimbus.
Old fucking tripper. And with a thick ass cap. I had to use VG as like oil, like machining oil, because I didn't have anything else around me.
Someone said non-refillable pump bottles. How do you do that?
Non-refillable pump bottle.
A one-way valve?
I guess.
Someone said 2 ml bottle. Oh God! Don't give them any fucking ideas.
Right? Then we're gonna be able the EU problem here pretty quick, right? This is they're 10 mil, right? Those are the bottles.
Well, if you want a throat hit, go fuck yourself because it's gonna be max to the maxness of VG. No PG for you.
Smacks had pump bottles. What is Smacks?
Oh, that was the fancy e-liquid company that had the like cosmetic bottle, like juice bottles.
Oh,
those are flow resistant. Yeah, I'm not pumping fucking bottles. Okay, give me a.
Got it. Yeah.
I've forgotten about that.
Yeah,
their juice wasn't that. Juice isn't that good.
That's right. And I think those had the bottoms that went up.
The twist.
Well, the bottoms went up as you pumped it out, like the old toothpaste.
Oh, toothpaste. Yeah.
Fucking spring-loaded shit. You busted them things out, pop you in the face.
Duro says the Aspire Breeze is such a piece of garbage. I have not used the Breeze. I thought I heard the Breeze was garbage in the second one. The Breeze 2 or something was better. I don't know. I didn't try either one of them.
So someone said, Cloud Provision says, in all honesty, it's been there all along since the Poison Prevention Act, blah, blah, blah. He said, I tested a V3 Chubby earlier this week, inverted it with more than 11 foot-pounds of force, my hand at half squeeze, maybe around 20 foot-pounds, and dispensed 0.72 milligrams by weight of a 70-30 VGPG liquid. So 0.7 mil in 5 seconds, well under the limit. That's for the catch-22. That's sort of moot when almost every brand of e-liquid in the U.S. already violated the FDA regs for change of packaging several times over.
They could appeal that because they passed regulations after the fact.
Can we talk about his hand at half squeeze? What does that even mean? He couldn't find a 5-year-old to squeeze the bottle?
I guess not. You couldn't, take something that you're measuring the force with and tighten it down so you can have consistent force across it.
Oh, that's half squeeze.
Half squeeze. Yo, let me get some orange juice. Half squeeze, please.
Michelle, yeah, glass dripper bottles are definitely out because you can't get a childproof squeezer because they can bite the rubbery bit off. Right.
And because the kid's gonna be an asshole anyways, because he's gonna knock it off your desk and it's gonna smash into a million pieces when it hits the tile.
Take it from me. I feel like,
and then they're gonna lick the e-juice with glass.
I have to be up there and like the fucking shit up around the House Hall of Fame growing up. Like,
all right,
I climbed on counters. Like, you couldn't keep me away from shit. I climbed on fucking everything. Hey, 5-pound bag of sugar. Hey. So
I'm gonna propose a new legislation that the e-juice has to be deglassified. You have to take the glass out of the e-juice because when it breaks, the kids are gonna lick it up.
I haven't told one dad joke tonight. You're getting it tonight.
Tonight I learned that Fu, when he was young, was basically a cat. Just get on top of and just knock shit off.
Basically.
Are you kidding me? Fu, when he was young, Fu right now, he knocks shit off the all the time.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to do it then. I was a man on a mission then.
Maybe subconsciously you are.
Vic says, how does the bottle laws intersect with the ADA laws? The assistant district attorney?
I don't know what an ADA is.
Okay, so here's who asked that question?
Vic.
Vic, yeah. So Vic, here's the thing. They intersect when the person in the wheelchair is so pissed off they can't fucking squeeze the shit out of the bottle. They throw it and hit the handicap button on the wall that should dispense 2 mils of movement on the door with 11 pounds of force when you're pushing it, and then they can walk inside. And then they run over their bottle with the wheelchair, and it squeezes the 2 mils out.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of? Actually, last week at work, I took we found a tennis ball on the floor. So what I did, sitting in a chair, the challenge if I could throw and hit the handicap sign, that would open the lobby door. Took me 4 tries. Got it. Because the stress balls wouldn't, they're not heavy enough to actuate it. So I had to take a tennis ball and throw it.
Yeah,
nailed it. It's like
I'd love to be in the walking by that hallway with the ball flying.
That's right. Vic did confirm he was referring to the Americans with Disabilities Act. So wheelchair was appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Wheelchair analogy was appropriate. Didn't think I'd be saying that tonight. But yes, I'm sure that has to come in somewhere, right? You got to be able to apply for an e-liquid bottle packaging exception or something if you qualify for the ADA thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you told me to have my shit together by August 8th. I did. And then after you did, you changed shit up. So I had to change my shit or else I would have had to pay a fine. Okay.
All right.
That's how I would word my letter.
Okay.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, you should. Maybe attach a little picture of what's his nuts from South Park.
Mr. Mackey.
Mackie, that's the word I could have come up with. But surely, of all of the crap that I'm sure those guys get on a daily basis, that would have to be one that would stick out, right? If you actually had a picture of Mr. Mackey in there. The poor intern that's opening up all these hate mail, that's coming into this federal agency, he's going to open it up, see a South Park reference, and go, "Oh, I should pass this one along and have somebody actually read it instead of put it in the shredder," like we're doing the rest of these. What are you talking about in chat?
No, he was talking about, he compared me to Linus. He says I'm like Linus because he's clumsy, and I'm like, it made me think of the thing I do when I build PCs. This always happens every fucking build. The only thing nowadays in computers you screw in the PCI slot is your video card, but that's a very large screw to secure it. Every time without fail. Didn't matter what screwdriver, what kind of screw it was, it would always fall off in one of my attempts to get it lined up. And it falls, it donks the motherboard, and I have a don't hit a capacitor. Because that screw is heavy enough to knock a component, bend a leg,
Mm-hmm.
I think anyone who builds computers, everyone has happened to them at least once.
No, I just stick a big fucking magnet on the screwdriver and problem solved.
Oh, I don't have anything that magnetized is the problem.
At least that problem is solved, right? It might make other problems, but
You just got to use the right magnet. Todd knows about which magnet to use.
Jesus fuck. When was the last time we made a magnet joke?
That was a roundabout.
That was a good spot.
It was.
I wasn't even thinking of it.
Somebody timestamp that. Send it to Todd. Love you.
Yeah, Fezzy, when I built this one, the cases anyway they were all thumb screws. That was good. But the inside, not so much. The only thing I think you really have to worry about is dropping the big ridiculous cooler, CPU cooler. Lord have mercy, that thing's a pain in the
Oh right, I forgot you do. Yeah, I think most of us have had to deal with that cooler. But dude, for what you pay, a little bit of bullshit you put up with, it cools so well for the price.
It does seem like it does a great job. And to be honest, I think it was talked up. The problems were talked up a little bit because it wasn't that bad.
Because you had some ideal people helping you. You also had some less than ideal people helping you.
That's true. The only thing that I think was a problem with it that I had was when you went to go clamp down the little gynecological device, it didn't seat down right. You actually had to push pretty hard to get it down and thread into
all the coolers these days. They're spring loaded screws. That one is just not as precise as because when I did my Corsair one for my all-in-one water cooler, I was surprised at how seamless it was.
Yeah,
I'm like, wow, because there's another cooler brand called Noctua. They make the best air cooling in the game. They make basically Cooler Master made that cooler based on one of their designs minus copying the mounting mechanism. Because apparently theirs are a lot easier.
I had to use a Noctua.
Your small form factor, right?
Yep.
It's dope, dude.
It's good stuff. So let's get back to what this show is about. Bullshit.
Computer building's great, okay? They're not under any kind of threatening legislation. It's just nerds and exposed butt cracks and video cards and.
So this is interesting. So apparently, Mooch has installed a new setup in his apartment to test batteries. Let's give everyone a preview of what this is all about.
Oh, wait, hold on. I have to click on you. Oh, wait, me clicking on you doesn't help.
Come on,
click on you.
Look on me.
You are clicked on. I'll present you.
Okay.
Ooh. Wow. Mooch needs to step it up. Okay, so magnets, battery. Ooh, infinite loop.
That's a dead short, man.
That is an absolute dead short. So, got him going around in circles. Ooh, he breaks out the big intestines.
Is this supposed to simulate what a turd looks like coming out of you?
This is awesome. Could you imagine this with 18650s, 18350s?
Yeah.
Can you imagine the
500s?
but they keep going around in circles?
Yeah, we can have a drag race. Whoa!
Varta for the win.
So yeah, and as people pointed out, someone actually did the preliminary math, even though I don't think they did this correctly. But anyways, they want Mooch to try this out. He said no. Because
surprise of the century.
Because SWAT in New York don't play around with smoke and sparky bits and shit like that coming out of your
just have an extinguisher nearby.
Yeah. So someone figured out that it would work out to 0.05 ohm by using this. I don't think that's right. I think it's way higher resistance than that.
Yeah. I have a lot of pennies I could punch holes in. I can't afford that much copper wire.
That's a lot of copper wire. Yeah, but if you do a bunch of pennies, it's not going to work.
They're not even pure copper. God damn it.
No,
yeah.
There's zinc, right? And the 90% of it is zinc.
Copper, zinc, and nickel, I believe. I think there's a little bit of nickel in penny.
Yeah.
Nickel wire.
Nickel wire. So yeah, there you go. I'm trying to get. I don't know if I'm going to get this video, but anyway, I'll read you the story. This is out of Tennessee, out of Memphis. A Mid-South man has a warning for anyone who uses e-cigarettes. He says that he realized there had been a fire in his truck when he walked towards it after work one morning. There was soot on all the windows, and I could hardly see. I'm rubbing my hand, got soot on my hand. He soon realized that the e-cigarette was to blame. He said he'd bought it in January and not used it for 4 days when it exploded. I paid $100 for that, he said. So basically, it was a Vaporesso Lux, and it says Vaporesso said that they're shocked to hear what happened and have never experienced a case like this. They're investigating and will cover damages if it's determined that the device was faulty. So he basically had it in his cup holder in his car. And I guess he went to work and came back and, first comment in the whole thread is, it's already hitting 80s here in Virginia. Definitely a no-no leaving it in the car. Interesting that Vaporesso commented, but nothing about his battery. So, don't do that. It's not safe.
Sheck says, don't Google Simply Magnetic over Unity toys. You're welcome. Oh, it's a lot of that kind of shit, Mazzy. That's cool as hell. That's really cool. I don't know why I said don't do
But is it Simply Magnetic over...
Simply Magnetic over Unity toys. Smart.
What?
Never Googled that before. It's a black hole of uselessness.
Dude, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll be back. I'm just kidding.
Back later. No, there's no such thing as free energy. And there's all sorts of those things out there, right? And a lot of them have to do with magnets for sure.
Absolutely.
Because, they are kind of magical, right?
Yeah.
They're just, once you dive into it, and I don't claim to be some sort of theoretical physicist or whatever, but how they manipulate the area around them is really neat. And we still don't, they still don't have 100% grasp on some of the theories of why. Anyway, magnets are freaking cool, man. They're everywhere.
Yep. Yeah, those are pretty cool. They even have kits and stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty sniffy.
Yeah, that's right. Magical magnets. Yeah. Was it sufficiently advanced technology? Yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what happens when you put them in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. There's free energy in the sky. There's not free energy. Well, I mean, it's there, but it was put there, right? It's not like it's just,
Wind is not simply what's the fucking meme from Lord of the Rings?
Exactly. It's not like it was just created ex nihilo, right? I mean, it was created by other things with energy breaking down and sending out, that whole thing.
Yeah, like
You're talking about the free energy of the photon that comes from billions of miles away to power your whatever device you have plugged into your
potato gun.
You go eat tacos for lunch. That creates energy that you make wind later.
That's right. You gotta watch out for those magic pixies in the wall socket. Those little bitches are angry.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get you. They will get you. There's nothing like full abolishment. Static electricity, moving air creates it. It sure does, but the air's got to get the energy from somewhere to stay, right? Yeah, come on. Still created by something. But you're right. It's energy we can harvest for sure, but it's not free. It's not coming from nowhere. Most of that is just imparted by the sun, right? Lots of fusion going on many miles away, but it does affect us. Yeah, that's right. Check. You can power a bunch of things with just that kind of energy, right? Semantics. It's not semantics. It's just not free energy. Oh, the Earth is definitely flat, though. Absolutely, because the government doesn't. The world government doesn't want us to know about what's beyond Antarctica.
Like, honestly, I could see people believing that in North Korea because we've seen how well information is controlled there. You know what I mean? That'd be the only place in the world where it'd be feasible. Where you're like, it's all good.
Right. That's right. First law, man. It will not be violated. Will not be violated. I hope Masty's okay. He just sort of went away. We started talking about laws.
Yeah, we're talking about laws, and I'm trying to shop.
It was all those magnets.
I'm trying to figure out what fucking sizes medium covers and socks, because apparently, it's a thing. I'm looking at socks right now. I need to order some.
Right. Thank you, Louise, for trying to find some common ground, because we can all agree that the Earth is flat. Mm-hmm. Well, they don't fall off the Earth, Michelle, because it's flat. They're just as down as we are. I have fallen down that YouTube rabbit hole, by the way, of going through and listening to some of these the flat earther guys, and then turning around and listening to the actual nerds that will mathematically disprove them. It's fascinating how absolutely positive that these guys are. I mean, just certain that the Earth is flat. It's really pretty funny. It's pretty interesting. Like, and some of them go really crazy too. They're like, and even the global organization is trying to show you they're even dangling in front of you by look at the EU's flag. It's a map of Earth that's flat, and they just don't want you to see it. It's really funny. Anyway.
This is why the FDA should ban vaping.
This is probably a thing I probably vapes for sure.
You're probably right.
That's right, Michelle. That's how I started it. I was like, surely these guys have got to be trolling, right? But then you can just go and look, and there's hundreds of hours of YouTube. It's too much to be trolling. It's crazy. There's too much out there for people to not actually believe it.
Yeah, it goes past trolling. It goes to craziness.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty funny. That's right. All the maps that I have are flat. It's like, I mean, forget the math, right? Because you can prove it very easily by using math. But just, I think the problem is some of these folks, I don't think they have a good grasp on scale. They don't understand how big the Earth is, and therefore that's why you don't see the Earth, a lake or an ocean curving. Like, you can't see it because you're 6 feet tall, standing on an enormous orb.
Well, you know what? You know what's funny? Someone had posted. I think it was on Reddit, actually, on the documentary site. That like 80% of the people in the video, they basically showed themselves that they were wrong. They proved themselves wrong while trying to prove that the Earth is flat. Like,
they probably
during the video,
conclusion that it's flat, right?
Yeah, like what? No.
That's right. Shaq would be different, but if you're only 6 feet tall, you probably can't see the curve. But Shaq, you could probably do it.
Shaq's like, it's all good from here.
That's right. I'm waving to Putin right now.
He says he uses gold bond powder.
I don't know if you're 6 feet tall, Vic. I don't think I've met you in real life. You could be. I was just using an example. That's like an average, right? Actually, that's not true. I think, isn't average height for a male, isn't it like 5'9" or something, 5'10"?
In the U.S., it's 5'10".
Yeah. Okay, I was rounding up. Not in Texas, though. I think the average height is like 6'2" here. That's weird. Growing big down here, boys. I can't take it back. All right, that's fine. Keep it, my man. It's my gift to you tonight. No refunds if it doesn't come out true, though. But you can tell as many girls as you like that's how tall you are. No problem. You have my permission.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. That's super important. I like it. All right, what else we got to talk about? You know what? I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I got my survey mail a couple weeks ago. I'm happy with it. In general, it's working fine. I'm giving Dayon my feedback on it. I'm actually not running, as you notice, I'm not running the regular. That's something I can talk about. So the old reg hand is right here. Still working great. But I have been I've had a lot of errands and stuff to run recently, and this is smaller and lighter, and the battery lasts plenty long enough for me to go do what I'm going to do. That's all. And I kind of suspected that from when I was testing this thing, right? As comfortable as it is, it's a little bigger, it's a little heavier, just not quite as convenient on the go. But here in the house, it's sitting right here, right? Definitely usable, and it's usable on the go. It's just I've been wearing jeans the last week or so, and that and jeans is a little much because I don't have a dedicated pocket for it. I put my vapey things in my Zippo pocket.
Vic asks, any word on the Haku billet box device?
No, Vic. Actually, I haven't talked to Steven in a couple of weeks. Actually, it's been more than a couple of weeks. It's probably been 3 or 4 since I talked to him. The last time I talked to him, he said that he is getting closer, but one of the pieces he wasn't happy with the quality, and he sent back that batch for some more quality control. And that's, to me, that's a good thing because I think I've mentioned in the show a couple of times that thing is, I mean, exponentially. It's got an exponential sort of amount of customization. At least if everything comes out the way I understand it to be coming out, lots of different pieces. It's going to be like a bit of a Lego, where you kind of assemble it exactly how you want to vape. Unfortunately, I mean, so that's really cool. But unfortunately, what that means is there's a lot of pieces that you got to quality control, right? A lot of different pieces, a lot of small pieces that have got to be just right in order to fit in the whole Haku thing. So I'm glad he's being stingy, or not stingy, but picky with it, because it needs to be right. All those little pieces need to work. So I am looking forward to it for sure. Definitely on it. definitely on it. Yeah, that's right, Festy. This is more like making a watch than an Addy. I think that's a good way to put it. For sure. But yeah, nothing yet. But I definitely will let you know. Mm-hmm.
I'm tired.
Yeah, you look tired. It's been.
I was off from work today. My brain's still processing that I'm off today. I slept. The worst part was that I forgot that I wasn't going to work today, so my alarm went off at 10 to 6. I'm laying in bed and I'm doing my usual procrastinating. How much more can I sleep before I have to hop in the shower discussion with myself?
Yes.
And I realized I'm wait, fuck, I'm not going to work today. I got up. I was already awake, food, and then I went back to bed. And I laboriously slept till 9:30. It's very nice.
Tomas is talking about the G-Evolution squared again. He loves that thing. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's great.
Squirts.
What? Hey, we've got another German. Fantastic. So I think that's all I got.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, y'all. We out.
We love you guys. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
Hope to see you again next week.
Remember,
See you next week.
don't buy Kool-Aid.
We're supposed to have a.
Okay, we're leaving. We're leaving.